God, come on. Okay, you weirdos. You want to know why I pack what I pack? You want to know why I build the rig I build? Let's do it. Okay, so posted my Survival Fest Loadouts video, and when I did that, I got some responses that people would like to see, like why I make the decisions I make and stuff like that. So we're gonna do that today. So I use a Bauer rolling toolbox assembly from Harbor Freight. It's been sticker bombed over the years, and I changed the nameplates so it says talonaxearmory, but that's what it is. It's the Bauer version. I didn't see a reason to spend hundreds of dollars on like the Milwaukee one, on like the pack out. So kind of did it on a bargain. When I'm packing for a major event, I normally make some kind of list and have some kind of idea what I'm doing. And with an event like Survival Fest that I've gone to a couple of events with these people, I have a pretty good idea of what I want. Dog's gonna bark periodically. Deal with it. The first thing I do is I pack the roll around base, right? Because everything else goes on top of it. And can't do anything without that. So into that are going to go 1, 2, 3 special ammo vests. I bring my own. I'm a big dude, and what events have don't always fit me. I'm a big dude, but I'm also kind of extra, as you all know. So, starting at this event, I have new special ammo vests for me. A special ammo vest that has my YouTube logo on it. And the Votanox on the back. Reason for this is if I hand it off to one of my guys or something, I know who's who. I know what's out in the field. I can kind of keep track of them. And I'll be real. They were pretty reasonably priced on Amazon to get made. So I just did it. So I'm going to roll these up so they match the others, snap a rubber band around them, and drop them down in the kit. And then I'll be back with you guys. So those are in the box. The next thing that'll go in the box is a water bladder. I'm of the opinion you should always have one of these on your gear. When we get to talking about my tactical gear, we'll talk about where it goes, all that good stuff. This is a 3-liter. I'm a big dude. I drink a lot of water. In the box. Next thing that can go down at the bottom of this box is a pair of gloves. I don't always need these, but they are motorcycle gloves. They're for riding motorcycles. They're actually leather. They're really nice in wet conditions. They improve my grip. And the other thing I like about them is if I fall and I brace with my hands, I don't scratch my hands all up. So they go in the box. Shamogs. 2 of them. A couple of reasons. One, if it's really, really hot and you get it cold and you wrap it, well, not really cold, but wet, and wrap it around your neck, it will lower your core temperature. There's a lot of veins and stuff that run through your neck, right? The other thing is I am a pale, pale man. And by wrapping one of these around my neck and wearing the cowboy hat, I keep the sun off a large portion of my body between, just clothing and those. Which means I'm putting on less sunscreen, not that I'm not going to bring it, and I'm in general more comfortable. The other thing that goes in the box at this point is an extendable grabber arm. I am 38, soon to be 39 years old. I don't want to bend over any more than I have to. So if it's darts or shells or whatever, this lets me pick it up. The other thing about this one, it is magnetic. So sometimes I will inadvertently pick up things I didn't mean to pick up, like nails in the grass. And then I feel like I've done a public service. So maybe buy a magnetic one. Just see what you get. And then into the bottom of this box will go... Actually, you know what? I'll probably wait on those because I'm going to want those sooner than I want gear. Next, we're going to have to do some tactical gear. So, pardon me, everybody. Tactical gear. You've seen it a lot of times. We've never really talked fully about how this stuff works for me. So, let's get into it. So, first and foremost, of course, there is a battle belt down here, but we're gonna have to take some stuff apart to get to it. So, we have my panel. I've designed this to be modular. So there are 2 clips here and here. So I can go to just my H-rig, my belt, and then I'm still sporting shoulder pauldrons and this backpack here. The backpack holds a backup battery for my camera rig, and that cord travels to here. It travels over my shoulder, across my back, and then down into the back of the bag. My belt is made up of a Amazon tactical belt and 3 sections of the SCRD non-standard Molly belt. And then for this event, I am sporting both a right and left holster by Armstrong Accessories, which are on his new alternative belt bracket, and I'm sporting 1, 2, 3 dump pouches. White and orange dump pouch will be packed with throwables. I like throwables on the front of both legs. I like to know that I have a oh crap on either side. Because if I have been running my primary in my right hand or my auto dump in my left, I want to know that I have access to a throwable with ease. The other place I always have a throwable is up here on my shoulder. That is my lucky sock. That is my powdered donut. And that was made by Kelsey at Mall Mutation Madness. I have thrown it 3 times, and all 3 times it has saved my life. Thus, it lives right here. Patches. I wear a lot of them in a lot of places, and they are important to me. We can talk about patches, but they are not crucial to the loadout. I just like the style. My shoulder pauldrons are there with even more orange patch panel and even more patches to break up my silhouette a little more and make me less likely to have a negative encounter with a public servant, a law enforcement officer, or the like. Back of the gear. As discussed, I have a backpack back here. It has a Velcroed opening, a zippered opening, and a smaller zippered opening. In this smaller opening, the only thing that goes here is my battery pack. I carry a truly massive external battery to keep the camera running. I can also charge my phone off in a pinch, and there's a cable to do so in there. On here, you'll notice several enameled pins. I like enameled pins. This one is last year at End War. This one is the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Woo! Kind of hate him, but I like enameled pins. And this is Rey Mysterio, arguably the greatest luchador of all time. This is the star of the Star League. And if you understand that, we can be friends. I wear a shamog that dangles from my butt region. It breaks up my silhouette a little more and was put on here for the Destiny game when I wanted to look more like a Titan. And I have just maintained it because it breaks up my silhouette, and I like that. The tactical gear can go in the box. So when this tactical gear goes in the box, we kind of dangle it in. What I mean by that is I'm going to hold it on one arm. I'm going to fit the lower section, kind of bunch and stuff, and then the upper section, which I will bunch and stuff. So you'll all notice that my chest rig going into this event has nothing in the left side molly. So I've played with a lot of tactical gear. I've had several chest rigs. This one being modular lands about here on my belly. That's intentional. Thing one, when I have my quivers in, it lets me sit my arm on top of my mags, which I find relaxing. And the other factor is I'm a right-handed shooter and a left-handed loader. So I can pull mags left-handed and put them into the blaster in my right. More patch panels. In many ways, the patch panels that end up on my belly, like the things here, are the most important. So you, of course, have the original talonaxearmory patch. You have the new Votanox shield. You have a Detroit Dartworks patch, a Meade Squad patch, NARF, which is my local Nashville area recreational foam flingers patch, an OFD patch, and an Irregulars patch. Ted gave me this last year at Survival Fest, and I have worn it every game since. I may not run with you guys 100% of the time, but you are 100% my friends. Let's put some gear on here. So as discussed in the loadouts video, I will be running the battle axe as my primary, and I will be hunting Sam Squanch. In order to facilitate that, I'm going to have to re-enable what we call the War Udder. The reason for this is, when I have these holders on the front of me, it looks like I got a bunch of big blue nipples. And Brain thinks it's funny. So we're just gonna keep rolling with it. We're gonna do 4. They each take up 1 slot of Molly and will hold, I think it's 5 shots. It might be 6 though. Regardless, it enables me to run for a considerable period of time, and that big dump pouch will have more shells in it in the field. I also just acquired though ironically not incorrect. One of the individuals coming to the game is slightly underage. Their mother is not capable of playing with them, and they needed a guardian for gameplay. And I called the individual out in my Boiler Dome video on their elaborate tag out and said, hey, for those of us who, worry about people, this can be kind of problematic. Please don't do that. And they took it appropriately. And today they were still looking for someone to fill in. And I said, sure, you can come play with us. So they will be playing with me and Alan and the rest of the guys as the Batman to my Robin, the Haley Joel Osment to my Michael Caine. The other thing that goes immediately into the chest rig is the identification card that Piefly made. We're printing a bunch of these. People will have them, but it goes in this pouch. So this pouch replaced, do I have it laying around here somewhere? Yeah. My SCRD, admin pouch thing. This doesn't do a whole lot for my needs. I just don't know how to make good use of this pouch. So I still have one on my belt just as extra storage, but I much prefer this pouch for my regular needs because I don't have a whole lot of need for a tumble open admin. I do have a lot of need for things I can stuff things in. So I switched back to this. I like it a lot. I'll put a pen in it day of, probably this pen, to be honest with you. Yeah, that works pretty good. This is my work pen. It's made by Olight, the same people who make this flashlight we're about to talk about. And it is just a teeny tiny pen that also has a weird little pencil nub. I use it every day for work. It'll probably go in this kit for the event. On here, I have an Olight clip light. They make a couple versions of it. This is the big one. It is magnetic. It is also just intense. It's got 3 light settings, different lights, and then each one of those lights has 3 settings. I keep it here on my gear in case I need it. In the box, I'm going to take 1 spare mag holder in case I decide it's needed, and I can swap quickly what I'm carrying. And I'm going to put my blasters in here. I'm running a Rook by Detroit Dartworks. It was given to me for Zekrit Xanta last year. It has twice passed safety this year already. and is just a really nice little auto dumper, right? It just pull the trigger, dump a mag if you need to, make the tag. It is here for, well, that looks not good, and generally keeping the team safe. Whereas the other kind of secondary I'm bringing is Codename Adam Thing. We talked about it in the regular loadouts video for Survival Fest, but it is Old Fusion Designs' new spamf replacer kind of deal. It is super smooth. It's on a linear rail, though he's doing a bearing version as well that I think rides on the barrel. Assembly was super easy. It runs on a 5 kilogram retaliator spring. I love it. It's got a Detroit Dartworks AccuNub on it because I prefer that to a bearing scar. In this box, I also have a whole mess of mag holders, right? From Armstrong Accessories, from Jay. I have both my regular mag holders and the mag holders for Flypoint mags. I'm the one who wanted these. I'm the one who made this happen. And they are all on these Blade Tech mounts. The reason they're all on those Blade Tech mounts is so I can switch things quickly if I need to. I'm going to throw a spare holster in here. So Athens is a land of lawless madness where you can play anywhere. And if we can play anywhere, I want to be prepared everywhere. This box isn't coming with us. I built this box just to accommodate my SBF that I barely use now. I should probably do different foam for it, have like 3 sets of foam, so I can put like Jin in it, the SBF in it, or my new FDL3 in it. I should probably bring that FDL3. Yeah. Hindsight's 2020. Okay. This is the kind of the middle of my stacky, and it's normally used for ammo and shells and things like that, which is what's going to go in here again today. I just found a couple MXL just chilling in this box. Oh, I actually found several MXL chilling in this box. We're going to shove these in some shells and then toss them in the back because we will want these. Okay, so into this box, I already have, what are these, 20? 24. I already have like 50 MXL shells, the rifled ones. I've got a handful of Triple Elite, which can be 6 half dart. Those are good. Again, as discussed in the loadout video, I'm still bringing all my mags. And I'm bringing Gale mags, because Ruba is running a Gale. Let's get that from the other side of the room, where I was a dum-dum. So, as discussed, we're bringing a couple of things for Ruba. If the weather is bad, the Signet by Squirrel at GCC. It's very, very good. I like it a lot. I just don't like it as much as I like my Adam thing. So I'm going to make Ruba carry it instead of me. White 9. The solenoid one. So it's semi-auto. Ruba wanted semi-auto. Ruba gets semi-auto. He's known me long enough that he gets what he wants. And this is a Nightingale 2. We figured out last year that the Gale 2 on 2S will run under cap. So it's going in. Okay. Blasters, mags. Moving on. We can probably fit more stuff in here, but moving on. Okay. Don't care about this. Into my backpack is going to go all my charging gear. So, like phones and stuff, charging gear, not blaster charging gear. That goes in here. So this is kind of incidentals and camera gear. So my camera that rides on my head, it'll go in here. My emergency backup camera is already in here. Some painkillers, some emergency liquid IV, sunscreen, a roll of masking tape, and glasses. I don't know if you guys have noticed from dozens and dozens of videos, but I wear glasses every day of my life. And sometimes prescription eyeglasses aren't enough. So I have these lovely things, which are prescription eye pro. I specifically bought them to go play Kane, and then I have never made it to go play Kane. And these, my new Firmoo sunglasses. These are probably what I will wear most of the event. I like them very much. Viewing clarity is very, very good. Style is good, and they've got these plastic arms that have just enough flex to really be comfortable for me. So they're gonna go in here. Well, I mean, they're already in here. Just like that. Normally I would throw a toolkit in here, but Alan is coming with me, and Alan will do that for me because it's Alan, and that's how he rolls. What I am gonna put in here that is strictly speaking unnecessary, because I have a smaller charger in another box that would do everything I need, is this LiPo charger. This LiPo charger is dual channel, which means I can do 2 batteries at a time. And I gotta be honest, I just really like the ability to do 2 batteries at a time. It makes my life easier. It makes my team's life easier. I just set it up somewhere and we charge batteries off of it just as fast as we can go. We all like it, so I bring it to every event. And I have a conventional cable for both XT60 and XT30. And I have this wacky smacky octopus cable because sometimes we got to charge something weird. Not often, but sometimes. Those go in the bag or in the box. I have a couple random bandanas in here just in case I show up and somebody's like, hey, I need a bandana. I didn't bring one. And just throw one at them. This is my big bag of LiPos. To this event, we are bringing exactly 3 blasters that use LiPos. They all use XT30s. So we're gonna rummage through here and we're gonna pull out a whole mess of XT30s. Why? Because I want to be prepared. I hate not being prepared. I'm not a Boy Scout, but I'm prepared. Okay. My goal would be to have at least 2 batteries for every blaster I'm bringing. I didn't even know I owned this many 2S's. So these are all 2S XT30s. So we're gonna bring 2 of these for the Gale. And then we're gonna grab 4 XT30 3S's for everything else in the box. And you're gonna get paused because I'm gonna go do something. This is the single most important piece of equipment for the channel. This is my camera. This is how I record. This is why you see my beard in video. This is why you see the corner of my glasses, etc. This thing perches over my right ear and provides video. It's gyro stabilized. And that means that I get fairly clear video, even on the off chance that I have decided to run for some reason. The only problem with it is it doesn't actually like to break all the way down. So when I have to do that... Oh, this is glued together. I glued this together at some point. Okay, so this isn't going to break down. It's just going to go in as it is. But these go in here, kind of like this, and this. And that's pretty much everything that goes in there. Anything incidental that I need to throw in between now and when we leave will go in here. Ooh, I didn't lock these. That's a bad idea. But anything incidental will go in there and then kind of be joined to the hole. You'll notice I haven't thrown throwables in any of these. My throwables are in a bucket. That bucket will go with other ammo and show up at the event. Swag, mostly. In here, I have all the various Nashville stickers, Nashville patches, talonaxearmory patches and stickers, all that kind of stuff lives in here. There's some spare camera gear in here for the backup camera. There's some business cards in here. There are a handful of shield patches in here, but I've got a bunch more in a bag down here. These two bins are all bits and bobs for the spider holsters, including a spare spider holster. And then scattered amongst here, there is a spare bandana from last year's Survival Fest. And then there are headbands. A whole bunch of headbands. I wear one of these every day at every event to keep the sweat out of my eyes under that hat. And I buy them primarily from junk headbands. I find they have the best fit and they're the most absorbent. This one I am wearing on my head came from Amazon, and it is not really big enough for my big head. But I'm wearing it because it's got my logo on it. There are also a couple of armbands in here for me to, you know, declare myself a Humi or a Zamble, one of which is talonaxearmory branded. And there is another charger in here. This Inky Dinky charger. The reason I carry the Inky Dinky charger on top of all my other chargers and stuff, I can literally plug this into a sufficiently powerful emergency backup battery and power this little dinky charger. It's just an emergency charger. This is a display stand for something I printed for Connor and didn't realize was in here. So I'm gonna give that to him when he gets here on Thursday. Things that don't go in the stacky. These are swag. This is backup patches, both the Nashville ones and the ones of the Votanox. Some more of these headbands that if you're into it, come see me. And then a big old bag of Zombie Dispute coins that we printed for last year that we still have. Molly fills with my face on them in the old configuration, because these are, again, from last year still. And, hilariously, Stop Fight 24 Molly fills. I'm going to be giving the Stop Fight 24 Molly fills to ASS, Allied Support Squads or whatever, to give away at their table. The other thing that will go in my gear somewhere is this. This is a medical kit. It is a first aid kit. I am not a medic. I am, however, someone who wants to make sure that people survive and that people don't get overly injured and that people make it home relatively in one piece. So I always carry a spare ouch pouch for if one of the medics goes, does anyone have? Yeah, it's in here. And it's here because you broke something. So medics, if you're watching this and I'm at an event and you need something, just run up and grab it out of my backpack, because that's where it will be day of game. That is everything for this one. That's how I put things together. That's why I put things together. All of my gear is either sourced from Amazon, SCRD, or Armstrong Accessories. Again, Armstrong Accessories. I can't say this enough. Armstrong Accessories. Thanks for watching. Hey, I got another one from Crypto. You want to hear it? Yeah. I just met the most infuriating woman I think I've ever met. Her name was Joanna Strife. She drove right up to our dig site, a highly classified one, mind you, and demanded to see me of all people. She wanted to make sure I was actually needed here after the almost full month I have been leading this research team. After removing her from the site and into a nearby office trailer, she demanded upon the authority of some fake government brass to know the true nature of my work and that I turn over all my files at once. The nerve of this lady. Sounds familiar, right? She grew quiet when I explained the lengths of my expertise and then asked me about those blasted women of letters and if I associated with them. She spun this tale about being an heir to a bunker in Kansas and now taking her 2 daughters cross-country to hunt ghosts and demons and the like. The absurdity of it all. People like her are why respectable occultists like myself get a bad name, or so I thought. Turned out she did know what she was talking about and had some useful insight in this big journal she toted about. Live experiences with werewolves, demons, even a minor god or two. Real hands-on stuff, not like the second-hand writings I primarily deal with. I mean, I've dealt with my share of banshees and arachnes and whatnot, but I try not to involve myself too much in that kind of work. Typically, I read an article about my findings on a particular outing and then discover that the problem has been resolved somehow after a few weeks. Very rarely do I personally have to subdue any of the horrors I oft research. Joanna seems to have read some of my articles and referenced a particularly nasty case in 03 concerning a possessed scarecrow and an undead clown. We've talked for a time and compared notes. She allowed me to copy down what she had on various monsters and specters, and I taught her interesting lore tidbits on them, such as a particularly potent way to ward off most night terrors, a big punch in a small package that I got from a witch. She said she recognized the cultish symbol from it, and I explained the defunct cult from the late 1800s that caused an incident that brought in the women of letters. She was concerned by this and asked to know how I found this. But I soothed her concerns because of how much of a trifle this expedition had resulted in. I showed her the chamber and noted the paltry warding on it, but she argued that was some of the most powerful warding there was. She stormed off to her rickety old Impala, swearing loudly at me, saying she would either prove me wrong by grabbing the file from Kansas, or return to kick my ass anyway. Great. Sounds familiar to you too? Yeah, the one at the Roadhouse. She had a bit of a mouth on her. And she had 2 girls. Yeah. I'm gonna maintain my point. Bring everybody. But let's do this the old-fashioned way. Yeah. Good talking to you too, Agent.